Batman Superman number 3, written by Greg Pak, art by Jay Lee and Yildiray Sinar. So last issue we had Batman and Superman younger versions teleported to another world where they met their older versions who do know each other. So that's a thing. And there's a demon or something that's like trying to cause chaos. So we see this demon coming out. It starts fighting. It comes out of Lois because it was just inside of her. Turns out it wasn't a shapeshifter. She was literally inside Lois. And Lois now has a sword in her chest. So it attacks Wonder Woman. And young Superman comes after. It's like, oh, stay back, ma'am, talking to Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman's like, ma'am, okay, that's not going to happen. So she basically leaps in the battle, starts fighting against Kaio, whereas young Superman is pushed back, and old Superman's like, yeah, dude, you want to hold back there. And he does like some surgery with his heat vision on Lois in order to save her life. And Superman's like, what are you doing? And old Superman's like, oh, right, how old are you? Like 22? I learned how to do this when I was like 30. So yeah, don't worry, you'll figure it out eventually. And Lois is like, yeah, no, I'm cool, don't worry about it. So Wonder Woman's got Kaio all tied up and just like, tell us, why are you here? And we see in the sky is a giant vision of who we know to be Darkseid, but apparently only Kaio knows that. Like, old Superman hasn't even met Darkseid either. And the vision of the sky is like, Kaio, I see you, I'm coming. And the other Supermans are like, what's going on with that thing? But regardless, Wonder Woman keeps pressing. Is like, Kaio, what was that thing in the sky? And also, who are you? What are you doing here? And Kaio's like, hey, Batman's got a secret. And it's like, yeah, no, we know. Batman's definitely always got secrets. It's like, yeah, but he's got this thing. And they show a crystal. And it's the world's most dangerous weapon. And young Superman's like, wait a minute, I saw that crystal. Batman used it against me when we got here. Like, he had it. And so at that point, Kaio disappears into a puff of whatever magic. And old Superman's like, I'm sorry, you said you saw it when you came to our world and fought our Batman, so therefore you saw it in Smallville? And it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I see it. And he uses supervision. And young Superman's like, how did you see that? So old Superman flies off. Wonder Woman gives young Superman a ride. And old Superman's like, damn it, Bruce, you did it again, didn't you? Then we come back to 25 years ago. Totally different art style. Now it's by Yildiray Sinar. And we see young Clark Kent playing stickball with Pete Ross. And Pete goes in for dinner after Clark knocks it out of the park. And as he starts walking home, he sees a very wealthy-looking car with its wheel broken. And inside is a young Bruce Wayne. And Alfred is the one fixing it. This is after his parents died. And he offers to stick in the ball and says, hey, kid, you want to play? So Alfred's like, do it. For the love of God, you stupid little emo kid, go. So they go out. Bruce says he wants to be the one to hit. And Clark just throws him 3 fastballs, 3 strikes, unable to do it. And at that point, John Kent shows up and he's like, hey, the car broke down? Oh, our boys are playing together. And it's like, yeah, I'm not going to stop this. They're going to play together. I need that kid to get some friends. So at that point, Clark's like, oh, you even play baseball? Like, what do you do? And Bruce takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and is like, I can kick your ass. Let's go for it, farm boy. And as Clark charges at him, Bruce just flips him over his shoulder and, like, whams him to the ground. So then cut back to our current story. We see old Superman goes and picks up the crystal, but he's like, this isn't kryptonite. This is a magnifier for a much smaller piece of kryptonite. But like I've never actually seen this substance before. So take a look around. Oh, there's more of it over there. Let's go check that out. And old young Superman's like, how are you doing that? And it's like, okay, take the material, you sense it, and then you can just kind of focus on that feeling of that and that alone, and you use your supervision and your super hearing in concert to figure out where it is. And they realize that it's this giant ass enormous crystal somewhere in a military base. Apparently it's NSA. And they think that Bruce betrayed them and gave this ability to hurt Clark to the NSA. And Clark's like, no. I told Bruce to come up with a a thing that could stop me in case I ever lost control. This is an old thing we have. He didn't betray anybody. This is probably the thing that I asked him to make. And young Superman's like, okay, well, who controls the bat then? So we go back to the young story and we see young Clark, after he landed on his back, looks up at Bruce and he's like, oh my God, that was awesome. Please show me how to do that. So they just practice martial arts together out in the field. Alfred and John are like, it seems like they are getting along in the strangest possible way. And Alfred's like, I'll take it, man. This is great. So they're invited to Ken's house for dinner. The two boys go out to look at the stars. And Alfred's like, Mr. Kent, I had my car fixed hours ago. Like, it wasn't a problem at all, but I was not going to stop this boy from being able to make a friend. I hope you can understand that. And he's like, yeah, it's fine. So at that point, as they're looking out the stars, Bruce takes a stick and just like snaps it over Clark's head. And he's like, you're really strong. Like, really, really strong. Stronger than anybody ever. Why don't you tell people? And he's like, I don't know, because I think they're going to be afraid of me. And he's like, that sounds awesome. Why wouldn't you want people to be afraid of you? Clark's like, I think we're going to be best friends. So, for 20 years, they've been best friends because he was never scared of him. And then all of a sudden, we cut to present day, and Bruce has fired a kryptonite gas bomb at old Superman, causing him to fall out of the sky. And this is young Bruce, I think. It's hard to tell in the art style. But then young Superman jumps up into the ship, tears it apart along with Wonder Woman, who slashes it down the middle. They pull young Batman out, and those two start fighting, and they're just like, I know you're Bruce Wayne. And he's like, well, I know you're Clark Kent, and I didn't need the other version of me to tell me that in order to do it. And it's like, okay, whatever. So they continue to fight each other. Old Superman gets his bearings back. He separates the two. He's like, sorry guys, but like, the grown-ups are talking. And he goes and talks to the other older Batman, and he's like, hey, why'd you hit me with the kryptonite thing? He's like, yeah, if you flew into that airspace, they were going to like straight up annihilate you. They do have a super weapon there that could take you out. I had to hit you with something to get you to stop. And he's like, oh, all right, cool, friends. And they go to like shake hands, and both of the young Batman and Superman are like, don't trust him. What are you doing? He's an alien / he just hit you with a kryptonite bomb. So at that point, the old Superman looks back. He's like, okay, guys, I need you to understand, like, yes, we are different. We do things differently, but we work together. Like, there is a greater thing going on here. So we're going to go and we're going to get that crystal together as a team, and we're going to save the world, okay? Now, are you in or not? And the young Superman and Batman are like, only if you do it first. And then it's like, oh God, all right. So then we see Kaio comes out of Wonder Woman again, and he's like, you idiots. I showed you that shard because Darkseid, the ruler of Apocalypse, is coming to kick your asses. And that is literally the only thing on planet Earth that could stop him. So you guys need to decide which of you will save their world, because only one of your worlds can survive, or something, blah, blah. I don't know. It's a bit vaguely explained there at the end. But regardless, it sounds like Darkseid's coming. They need to use the crystal to somehow beat him, and then certain people may not make it. I like it. I don't like it as much as I like the last issue, but I do want to throw out that the little cutaways to super young Bruce and Clark out on the Kent farm, love that. That cutaway stuff was great. I would gladly take a story, a full like 6 issues of, yeah, we had a thing where Bruce met Clark when they were like super young kids and they got along great. And then like they grow up, they went their separate ways, but then they realized like, oh wait, no, we were actually best friends when we were kids. That's awesome. Is it a little bit hammy? Yes, of course it is. But I enjoy it. And the art style there is great. The writing is great. I don't have a problem with it. I think my biggest problem I'm having with this book right now is that the main story that's going on is relying on a bit too much of wishy-washy, like, ooh, what's actually happening sort of things. And I don't feel like I have a good grasp on it yet. It might turn out to be great, but we're still playing with ideas of like, how did this happen? What world are we in? What are the consequences if they fail? What happens if they succeed? None of these have really been answered. It's just kind of been a thing of, yeah, young Superman and Batman aren't super friends yet. but the old ones still are. So it's something to aspire to, I guess. Overall, though, I'm going to say collectively, this issue is a solid 7. It probably would be less if it weren't for those little cutaways to the Kent farm, but it had them, so 7 it is.